class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling, And I never been down with no OPP. I talk about selling our people's property. Don't know who doing it, so don't round me out. Don't send no police round me and tell me shush my mouth. Where's our conviction? But where's our pride? We selling everything, selling our backside. Just go online, it'll make you sick. You can buy any island, just point and click. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling Hey, hey. Ride him. My mother always say, when you find a donkey, ride it. Who's donkey? Man, come on. We got a whole nation in 73. Now we getting back the whole country. What kind of fools we must be, selling out for a bag of rice and a cup of tea. You know what does bug me? Help me understand. I can't find piece of property for under 80 grand. But I can fix this, I know what to do. I can squat just like them other people try make me do. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling Everybody sells some every night. Giddy up, giddy up. Come on. Whoa, donkey. Let's go. Who's the donkey again? They're selling one island. They won't keep. What can be left for you and me? Is this the example? What's our kids to do? You want them have a sense of pride or go selling too? Cause they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling our whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country, yes man. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling our whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country, yes. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling
Whoa, girls, we out doing
I show a picture of this lady here. Who is she? Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa was 4'9". She was like this high. She spoke to the United Nations and addressed all the nations. She was a school teacher. A school teacher. Some of you who are school teachers don't even know who you are. She was a school teacher teaching in junior high school, that woman right there. And she decided to be a missionary school teacher, and she left her home and went to India and lived in India as a school teacher. That woman. And her school happened to be in one of the poorest cities in the world, Calcutta. Every time she went to school, she had to walk over lepers, people on the street in the mud with flies all over them. She had to step over people with dead bodies that died during the night, piled up by the millions. Second largest country in the world, India. She saw people's legs rotten off with leprosy. You should read her story. And she said every day she would go to school walking over these poor, dead, dying people suffering. And she wept all the way to class. And every day she would weep. And she'd become angry. That's an important word. She said she became angry every day. She went to work angry. Angry at what she saw. She hated what she saw. Everybody say hate. Anger and hate are important for leadership. All true leaders are angry and they are full of hate. I am one of them. You cannot become a leader until you hate something and you're angry at something. Study the leaders. What makes a person a leader? Something makes them angry. I wonder if you are angry at anything. Until you are angry, you are a follower. Until you can stand up in the middle of the House of Assembly, pick up the mace and the crown of the queen and throw it out the window, you ain't a leader yet. There has to be anger. What makes you angry? See, leadership, you can't learn it in the classroom. It happens to you. It happens to you. This woman, she said one day she couldn't take it anymore. Everybody say take it anymore. See, I gave you these statements. Write these down. These are important statements. Hate, anger, and can't take it anymore. See, you decide to become a leader when you can't take it anymore. Now, you can be angry for a while and still not do anything about it. You can hate something for a while and still not do anything about it. You're still not a leader. But when you get to the point where you say, I can't take it anymore, a leader is born that day. Because that's the day you decide to sacrifice your own safety. That's why we can't find too many true leaders in the Bahamas. Which politician you know in the House of Assembly right now who is angry, hate what's happening to the people, and is willing to do anything to do something about it, even lose their friends? See, you know what she did? She said she went to school that day and told her Monsignor, her boss at the school, the Catholic school, she said, I quit. He said, what are you talking about? She said, that's it. I can't take it anymore. He said, where are you going? She said, I'm going to death of those people. He said, what people? She said, I'm going to feed the poor. He said, Calcutta has 300 million people. She said, I'll start with the first one. Can your anger cause you to begin with just one? Are you leadership material? Are you willing to go by yourself? Start by yourself with just one? She said, can I have my paycheck, please? And the priest tried to talk her out of it. She said, no, I can't take it anymore. So he gave her a paycheck, that little woman right there. She took her last paycheck, went to the street, went to the fruit vendor, and spent her entire last check on food. She bought the fruits, the vegetables, took them to the people she walked over, and gave them food in the road. Thus was born Mother Teresa. I wonder if you will take your last check. Sacrifice. Could you imagine a member of parliament giving up his salary and saying, could you imagine a bishop in Nassau giving up his salary and saying, I gotta do something? That's why we're followers. We are more about survival than we are about leadership. I gotta survive, you say. I discovered something very interesting. Write this down, and you'll find it in the book. If you help people get what they want, you will always have what you need. You know that. Can I say it again? If you help other people get what they want, you will always have what you need. That's why true leaders do not work for money. They attract it. Leadership. Oh, it's hard to find. This woman.
Good afternoon, Bahamas, and thank you for joining us on this holy weekend. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. You know what to do when you get on here, and that's share, 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 and you know exactly why. For the 1,423 of you who are on here, thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your time with us. We appreciate that you are ready to stand up for this new Bahamas. That clip was from Dr. Miles Monroe. He was my mentor. He was someone that I would get advice from, who would advise me on many occasions. And he was someone who saw the future of the Bahamas. He was someone who saw the new Bahamas. I also see that new Bahamas. And I know it's going to take some wars to get there. We're not just going to leave Egypt and walk through the wilderness in peace. We're going to have to fight some wars in that wilderness to get out and to get cross over Jordan into the new Bahamas. And that is what this is all about. We have been in the wilderness for far too long. And it's time to get to the new Bahamas. A Bahamas where we are the owners, where it is all about us and we are first. The first thing that they did when they got into the promised land was they issued a piece of land to everyone. That's the first thing that happened. They did what they call casting lots, which means that they flip the disc. And it's heads, you get that piece, tails, you get that piece. And they flip this. That's why they call pieces of property lots today. Because they cast lots in order to determine who gets what lot. And that's the first thing they did. It's time for us to benefit from what is ours. But the problem is, instead of having leaders that fight for us, leaders that do what it takes to benefit us, leaders that are looking to do what it takes to lift us up, we have leaders who are trying to help everybody else. We have leaders who seem to be caught in some kind of a wicked spell. But that is why we are here today. So today, I'm going to talk briefly about what's going on in the Southern Shores constituency, and then I'm going to play Vision 2025, because we have to continue to talk about the future, the next Bahamas. So make sure you take some time to share this. You can scan on your on your top corner over here, and you can support the organization by doing so. Remember, it's going to take all of us to get this done. Those so-called major parties that have been raping and robbing this country for all of these years, they do fundraisers, they have to beg for money, but they're getting corrupt money that they have to give paybacks to. We don't plan on doing that. So we're going to do it the way Obama did it. We're going to reach out to the people so that when we get in, we owe nothing to anybody. And we are only looking out for the people. Why? Because it's the people who funded us. Do you see the difference? When we get in power, we won't owe financial contributors, oligarchs, and corrupt oligarchs. We're going to owe the people. And so someone said, why are you all going to the people for money? Why are you all out there asking the people for money? Because it's them that we're going to be indebted to. And it's them that this is going to benefit. Do you see the difference in thinking? Well, happy Easter Sunday to all of you who celebrate that. My name is Lincoln Bain. I'm the leader of the Coalition of Independence. I am a runaway slave. And that's talking about the slave mentality. I come from a line of freedom fighters. I'm related to Clarence A. Bain. I am related to Clifford Darling directly, and I'm related to Celinden Oscar Pinlin. When I say related, I'm talking about family. To Celinden Oscar Pinlin, to his mother, who was a Bain from Acklands on one side. Ladies and gentlemen, I plan and intend to finish what that generation didn't. They started us in the right direction. Moses started us in the right direction. It's time to cross over Jordan, and it's time for the Joshua generation to do something different and something new. And so I'm going to finish what the previous generation started. And so like I was saying before, fund the movement. You can scan our QR codes. If you have another device or when you're watching this again, just scan our QR codes and it'll take you directly to where you can. That link is for GoFundMe. This next link is for directly here in the Bahamas if you don't want to go through GoFundMe. That goes to SunCash. And so either one of those you can scan at any time and you can support the movement. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you. Now let's get down to business. So I got to get straight to this. Ladies and gentlemen, like Dr. Miles said, I am angry. And there's some people who said, oh, the coalition people, they seem to be angry. Change never comes until a people gets angry at what's going on and start to hate to see what they're going on and then do something about it. It first starts with anger and then hate, and then you must do something. It makes me angry when I see the state of our nation, when I see the deterioration of our nation, when I see that we have these leaders who they are building big houses, they are building the big complexes, they are opening the big businesses, they are raping Bank of the Bahamas. It makes me angry when I see these things. When I see someone who would have taken $30 million from Bank of the Bahamas, and we had to pay for that with our national insurance, and our national insurance goes up, and they are being entertained on TV shows, and they are mashing down people who are speaking out for the Bahamian people. That makes me angry. When I see that everyone has an advantage in our nation except the Bahamian people, that makes me angry. I don't know about you. You see, it made Moses angry when he saw the Hebrew slave being beaten by the Egyptian, because that is what he was put here to do, to free the slaves. And so that made him angry when he saw that, to the point where he killed that man. And God never judged him for being angry or for killing that man, for killing that taskmaster. I am angry when I see what is going on in my country. It makes me angry when I see that we're living in two Bahamases, when we have a different rule for Bahamians and a different rule for any foreigner, where Bahamians are locked up and chopped up and persecuted and prosecuted for one thing, but the foreigner can do whatever they want. That makes me angry. I hate to see Bahamians taken advantage of in this country. I hate when they abuse our funds, waste and squander our funds in this country, and then raise our taxes. We have to pay for it. I hate that. It makes me angry. And this is what keeps me up at night. And this is what makes me continually do what I am doing. I can't take this no more. And so I decided to do something about it. I was on my way out of this country. I was so angry with what I was seeing here. I was on my way out. I decided to give it one more shot. If the state of our nation also makes you angry, then it's time for us to do something about it. And we must do something about it. Ladies and gentlemen, it makes me angry when I see Bahamians, the military brought out for Bahamians on Crown land. The military. Big machine guns and threats of what they're going to do to Bahamians. But others, and especially illegal immigrants, being treated differently. Oh, we can't touch them. Oh, what are they going to do? It makes me angry. And I hate to hear the politicians covering for other people who are doing crimes and illegality while hating on their own Bahamians. I hate to see that. And this is what makes me tick. Last Tuesday, I did a live. And during that live, we exposed some things that we've been investigating. And we know more than we've put out there. We were waiting for them to respond. Now, we put two stories out there for you. One of them, there was a meeting afterwards, and they told them, listen, if Lincoln Bain put out that much, he knows more. Leave it alone and hope it goes away. But if you clap back at him, he's going to hit you harder. He knows more than he's putting out. They had a meeting, and they will now know that I know what they were saying because I was in the meeting. Not me there personally, but another Lincoln Bain was there. Because there are Lincoln Bains, patriots all over this country in every office. And so I was there. And they told them, leave it alone, because he knows more. And so we started to show you the connection with that story. In Baintown, where the neighbors are alleging that work permits, people are being assisted with work permits, etc., and other paperwork, right there in the building that we showed you. There's connection there to Keith Bell, apparently. The lady that we told you about the connection to Paradise Island and the drug dealer Jay that was dealing with those buildings over there, trying to buy it, but not from the family that actually owns it. We told you the connection there where They were using that, Jay was using those buildings for drug safe houses, drugs and guns and money, etc. We showed you the connection there. And that the person from the Baintown place is married to Jay's brother, who's another person of interest. But also that same lady from that building in Baintown, she is the sister of, you remember Togi and Bobo? She's the sister of Bobo. Bobo was connected to Brave Davis like this. We showed you where the woman lives. We showed you the house. And then we showed you the house behind the house, because we have questions about what goes on in that house. And then we went live on Google Earth and showed you the track road that goes from that house behind the house all the way to Miss Curry's yard, where persons who live in that shanty town that they put in Miss Curry's yard told us that the reason they stopped us from breaking down those homes had nothing to do with them living there. It had nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with the fact of what we would have found there if we had broken down those homes. That's why they sent someone, senior police, to stop us, we are told. Because they are hiding things in the shanty towns. Drugs, guns, money, etc. And you could clearly see, as I showed you last week, I can't show you today because I'm trying to get through this. You could clearly see the track road from the house. Now, we can't say that anyone is doing anything wrong there in terms of that house, but we're saying what we see, and we're putting 1 and 2 together so you come to your own conclusion. But I'm going to leave that there with that house for now. But a Bahamian kicked off their yard, apparently and allegedly, so that these Haitians can do their crimes. We are losing our nation to criminality that is covered up as a humanitarian situation. It's not. And then that brings us to Leroy Major, who's watching this right now. Leroy, we exposed to you what was happening in Leroy's yard. Okay? We exposed to you what his neighbors were complaining about. Can you imagine being a neighbor there and you seeing all of these persons, these immigrants, coming there every weekend, and they got containers of stuff that's there, and they're watching containers of stuff being taken out. But I can get deep with this in a minute, because it ain't just stuff. Containers coming in, containers going out. Now, there might be a good reason, but they're saying they don't see custom officers when those containers are opened. It could be the customers already cleared. But I know one thing, no custom officer come into the yard of a member of parliament to harass him. And so it puts us at risk as a country. And this is why I have to deal with this. I got a call from several pastors before the show when they saw me post to say that I was going to do this. One of them said, Leroy is a pastor, and if it's clear that Leroy got himself caught up in something, and if your brother is in a state of sin, or he did something wrong, give him a chance to correct it, etc., etc. And they were asking me to give him a break. I said, listen, this isn't about sin. No one is saying that Leroy was cheating on his wife or doing any sin. Let me make this clear to you. I don't get in people's personal business. I don't care about that. If a politician is doing something, I don't care what he's doing in his personal life. That's not my business. I care what he's doing in his public life and how he's representing us and how he's dealing with what we hired him to do. So this is not about any sin that he might have committed or not committed. I don't care about politicians and their personal business or whatever business you're doing with whoever you're doing with. That ain't my business. Someone say you would, that ain't my business. Go to court. That ain't my business. I could care less. But as it relates to our money and what belongs to us and your actions in the constituency where you represent, that's what I care about. And this is what this is about. And so let's just get that clear. All right? So we showed you what's going on in Leroy Major's yard. Here. Containers of stuff. And it will be full of these immigrants on the weekend, these Haitian immigrants. You can see all the stuff. It's coming in and it's going out. I mean, I don't know what this is really, but I look, I mean, I doubt it is. I don't think it is, but it look like how they wrap, drugs. I'm not saying it is. There's just some stuff wrapped up, and that wrap up black instead of the white wrap. That's the wrong one. Yeah, see here? This stuff, a lot of stuff there. You see? There's a lot of stuff there on the ground. We receiving from Haiti. We buying from there. There's more stuff there. They pack to come and pack to go. What we getting from there? Sorry, that's the wrong one. Yeah. Each of these containers had a person in them. There was a man laying down in the one in the front and a man laying down in the one in the back. And that was curious to us. This is the entrance. Thank you for scanning the QR code. We appreciate all of you who have been scanning QR codes. This is the entrance. And if it goes straight to the back, it goes to Leroy Major's house. See here? Sorry, wrong one. Supposed to skip, wrong picture. Right, so there's a person laying in there also, in the container. It's like they were sitting on something. It's like when someone is sitting on watching drugs. That's how it came off to me. I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's how it came off. Sorry, wrong picture again. Here, these containers, these 40-foot containers. And this is the one that was very curious to me. Because that's coal that is getting ready to be loaded into that container. That's coal. And this is where I have a major problem. Because our Prime Minister, well, that's your Prime Minister because I've already disowned him. The Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas is flying all around talking about the environment. Now, these people have been cutting down our trees. Remember, they started to blame Bahamians? They were cutting down our trees, making coal from them, and exporting them. I told everyone that they are exporting coal. They're not just selling it here, they're also sending it back to Haiti. Now, I spoke to the person who's managing this for Leroy, or working with him, partner with him, whatever it is. I spoke to him, and I'm going to tell you his side of the story in a minute. But we told you that coal was being exported to Haiti. And they came up and said, oh, Lincoln, telling lies. This coal is not being exported to Haiti. They're selling it right here in the Bahamas. But that's a lot of trees y'all cut down and we selling it right here in the Bahamas. I knew from my experience being in Haiti of coal coming from the Bahamas. And I couldn't say where it was coming from, but I could say I knew that coal came to Haiti from the Bahamas. I saw that with my own eyes. But at the time, I didn't have much interest in it. I didn't pay attention to it, like many of us aren't paying attention now. And this has been going on for years. That's years ago when I saw that. Haiti has run out of trees to make coal. This is all over the news. You go on YouTube, Google it, you'll see it. They've run out of trees to make coal, so now they're trying to get coal from other places, including the Dominican Republic. They're cutting down their trees and doing stuff in the Dominican Republic now, and the Dominican Republic is trying to get a hold of this, and they're doing it here in the Bahamas. They are making coal in Andres right now. While you're sleeping, our beautiful Andres has been burnt down. Remember, the police officer did a live of the forest fire in Andres, and now they're going back there piece by piece and cutting that down. They're also making coal in the Cowpen Roll area right now as we speak. Right now, there are coal kills in the Cowpen Roll area, and the government is doing nothing to search this out. But here's where the problem comes in. You see, we saw at the time the government was like defending these people. Because you remember the videos of when, almost exactly a year ago, when there was a Haitian lady, she came and she was trying to collect wood to make coal from in that area where they had already burned that area. Haitians had burnt that area where we were, and they had already cut down a lot of that area. And she came to collect some of the wood. And I told her, she could collect some, and I was nice to her. She said she had some children who were Bahamians, who police, nurse, whatever. I said, okay, take some, but man, don't come back here, man. No more coal making on this side of Carmichael Road. Remember that video? And I remember that probably the next day or the day after that, the Haitians came with this big gate, to stop us, to lock us out, Bahamians off our crown land, so they could continue to make their coal. And then we saw the connection between the coal cutting and a Bahamian who's on there assisting them with the heavy machinery, etc., and this whole network that was going on there. During the time, you'll remember that every day, there used to be forest fires. Every week, there'd be forest fires. There'd be smog in that area, and then going up to Coral Harbor, there'd be serious fog and smog, etc. Sometimes you couldn't breathe. People were complaining of health issues. Have you noticed that since we've been there over a year, not one forest fire? Not one? Not one forest fire since we've been there. Because we've stopped them. We were outing their fires. We were doing everything we can. But I'll get back to what I was saying. After we had the clash with them with the gate, all of a sudden, the government started to come down on us. Because there seemed to be some conspiracy with this coal making. When we found the coal killing back there eventually, the government took 3 weeks to show up. And when they show up with guns and military, etc. And their thing was focused on us, not the illegal agents who were doing what they had to do. It was almost like there was this government conspiracy. They did not border us until we had the clash. Don't forget, one of their trolls, Demetrius, who's now crying that he needs more contracts because he broke and he needs more because he was a PR person. This person, remember, he did the video saying what's going on in the backyard, what's going on in the backyard. The government came, looked at it, and they're gone. All right? But when we had the clash with the Haitians, where we told them, y'all can't put no gate here and stop Bahamians from coming in here, that's when the government, it's like someone call the government and say, listen, someone getting in the way of what we're doing. I want to put this together for you. Someone getting in the way, you all need to get them out of here. They're getting in the way. And that's when we started having issues with the government. Because of this coal mining thing. And then some Asians told us that they said the minister came in the back there and told them just lie low for now. They go put pressure on linking them and get rid of them. And once they go, then we go back to doing what you're doing. But just lay low, making the coal for now. But here's where the real problem is. The real problem is here. The real problem is it is now evident that a government MP seems to be complicit. Because coal coming in and out of your yard All this stuff happening in your yard. Leroy Major, that's your yard. You, Leroy, that's your yard. That's coal getting ready to get loaded up. That's only a little bit of it. Y'all will see some more. Anyone know where this is? Anyone know where this is? This being town again, with more coal being loaded up and getting ready, we believe, to be brought here. All right? Why isn't this showing? Maybe y'all could see it. So we believe that this is where more coal was. Oh, you don't see it? Let's take a closer look. There it is. Look at that truck full of coal. See that? This was recorded in Beantown. Oh, that's just a picture. Maybe we got that off of Google. Okay, let's show the video.
All right, check this one out. This one loaded. Another coal mine going on.
Let's show it again.
All right, check this one out. This one loaded. Another coal mine going on.
So that is that. Let me show you where it is. So this is location of where that is found. And so that's right between Hospital Lane and West Street, and it's through Laird Street. So you see the pin right there, the orange pin. That's where it is, and that's right between Hospital Lane and West Street, like halfway to the corner. And that's through Laird Street. So that's the GPS location of where it is right there. That's where it is, and they're loading that up. And we believe, we don't know, but we believe that is going to head to those containers to head out to Haiti. That's what we believe. All right? And so packed up. There's more than one truck there. I thought I'd loaded all of the pictures. But see, that's what's going on. You see? And that's where it is. There were some people there. So this is where the problem comes in. And so we didn't show everything that we knew. We kept some. We just put a shot over the bow. But what bothered me was Leroy Major's reaction. That's what bothered me. Leroy Major's reaction. Leroy Major was watching the live. He said his daughter was watching it, but he was watching it. And he called someone who we saw commenting on it. And he said, don't listen to Lincoln. He said, Lincoln ain't no good. He said, Lincoln is teaching people to hate Haitians. And then he told them, I could deal with Lincoln. He said, I could deal with Lincoln. So, Leroy Major, I don't know if you're confusing me with someone else, You are my senior by many years. You pushing 60. All right, I'm in my mid-40s. So I got to show you some respect. You're also the pastor. All right, this has nothing to do with you as a pastor. This has to do with you as a member of parliament. Leroy Major, I don't want you to think for 1 second that I am afraid of you or anyone in the Progressive Liberal Party or any human being on this earth. The worst thing you can do to me is send me to my mansion early. But you could try to do that. I'm not afraid of cowards because only cowards threaten. And so if your words and saying that you would deal with me was a threat, let me tell you something. I didn't grow up easy. I survived Pinewood. That area that the PLP and the FDM created, and we had to suffer through. I survived that. I didn't grow up soft. And so I don't want you all to think that there's anything that you could do to intimidate me. Now, you knew that message was getting to me because of who you were talking to. But Leroy Major, I don't have time to play. We have one country and y'all ain't gonna mess this up. If you did no wrong, you have nothing to worry about. But right now, we have no Freedom of Information Act. We have no corruption laws. We have no transparency and no accountability. So Bahamians can speculate as much as we want. And my speculations and calculations say you should not be doing what you are doing in your yard. It's your yard. And then it appears that Leroy, and so that's the little trap. He can deal with me. So if I am in an armed robbery and I am shot, if I am in a car accident and something happens to me, if I am arrested for any trumped up charges, I guess it's Leroy Major. Because he said that he could deal with me. Leroy, come. You would need much more than you to deal with me. All I want is a Bahamas where Bahamians are put first and we don't have no corruption that is adversely affecting Bahamians in our livelihood. Leroy Major, if you are aiding and abetting in the making of coal, there are children having respiratory issues right now because of what these illegal immigrants are doing. They are using some wood that is poisonous and dangerous also, that could harm people. Wood that is treated that they should not be using. They are polluting our air. And this is a multi-million-dollar industry. Every week, coal is shipped from the Bahamas to Haiti. Now, that's what I say based on the evidence I am seeing. Now, if you got something different, bring it. Y'all are caught. The Progressive Liberal Party is doing this. And this ain't just Leroy Major, because the Progressive Liberal Party operates like a mafia. They do the dirt and the crime and whatever they have to do. And they work with the criminals. And then they let the junior MPs do the dirty work so that if they get caught, it doesn't get to the senior MPs, which would affect the party. They use the junior MPs as scapegoat to do the dirt. So this isn't a Leroy thing. It's a PLP thing. You the stick man, as they call it in the media. You just the small man. And not in the media, in the mafia. But Leroy, we know what was going on because then you sent someone to call me. And I was having a good conversation with that person. A good conversation. You sent Gerard Darville to call me. PLP general, if you could call him that. I assume you sent him to call me because he was begging on your behalf. Now, he may come back and say, Leroy, I just was calling, for Leroy. You sent Gerard Davel to call me, and Gerard Davel basically admitted to everything. And he said stuff that we didn't know. And the conversation started to get a little dangerous. And when I heard the conversation was getting dangerous, and he started talking about the danger with messing with these Haitians and stuff like that, I decided to record the conversation. Oh, here we go again. They could record it someone. I wasn't going to record the conversation, but when I hear these kind of talks, I got to protect myself. And who don't like it, too bad. But when you start talking about the danger, it sounds like you're trying to tell me that it's dangerous. Gerard admitted everything that Leroy is doing. He admitted everything that Leroy is doing. And what touched me, made me angry the most, is when he said that Leroy is doing it to help undocumented Haitians. Because, if they're around 18 and they hear or whatever, they're going to go into crime and all. He's trying to stop them from going into crime, because they don't have no jobs and stuff like that. And my thing is, what it annoys me is that, and I just let him talk, I didn't want to have a talking, but I let him talk. What annoys me with that whole thing is, why don't you do something to create jobs for Bahamians? Bahamians who 18 and can't get a job. You telling me you doing this import-export business from your yard to benefit people who shouldn't be here? Ladies and gentlemen, I take all the political risk by exposing this. But only one country we got, and we got to save this country. And it's not until Bahamians know what's really going on that we'll really have the courage to change it. I hate what I am seeing with this government as it relates to these illegal immigrants. I hate it. It makes me angry. And we have to do something about it. And so this is Gerard Davel. And this is what he had to say. Again, this isn't the whole conversation because I wasn't recording the whole conversation. It was just when the conversation started to talk about danger, etc. And it almost seemed to be threatened that I found a way to record it. Here we go.
Situation getting more dangerous as I see it. People approach to this issue with the Haitians and the Haitians gaining ground in the Bahamas, and I don't want to get caught up in that.
Yeah.
Please. He ain't no bad person, and he only trying to help out one of his constituents, and he ain't no bad person.
Okay, so that is his property then.
In the back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the farm. That's his farm.
Okay. And it leads right up to the house.
It leads right up to the house, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The constituency trying to help, that's a Bahamian?
Yeah, he is a Bahamian, but you understand.
Oh, he's a Bahamian of Haitian descent, okay.
Yeah, he's James Jacks, but he's a Bahamian.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, so what they doing? They selling, or he just letting them farm?
So he has a shipping company, right, in which he sends stuff to Haiti and back. So like like that old oil and stuff like that. Yeah. Right. They have a market for that down there. And he captivates on that market by shipping those stuff out.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Right. And so what happened is that currently, what happens is that once Haitians who don't have no status, once they reach 18, a lot of them end up trying to find low-income jobs in order to keep a living, because it's either that or result to crime, because you can't continue to UB because then they have to pay to go to UB. And then what also happens is that most of the jobs, they ask for passport. If you come to apply, you don't see passport or voter's card.
Yeah.
So you can't get no job. And so what it is that Mr. Major is just trying to find ways to keep them set of people them out of trouble, trying to help continue to provide a way for them to contribute to the society properly, right, while they wait for immigration to sort out whatever mess that is, that, because once they reach 18, it's like they in. And the only thing they're doing is causing crime in the constituency.
Yeah, that's true.
This all this stuff. So it's like they have a little thing going on, and it's keeping plenty of people out of trouble, finding a way for them to stay active or whatever like that. And you just, I know what you're doing, but then like it can hurt a good thing going on inside the community with them. And ain't no illegal people there. Plenty funny last name.
Yeah.
Plenty funny last name, right? But ain't nobody illegal.
Yeah. All right. Like, I see what's going on, because a lot of the neighbors had issues. They had serious concerns about that. Yeah, because it's really them, and they is constituents.
Yeah, I know, because people only looking from afar. Looking from afar and seeing from afar. And, what we need to do is we need to continue to foster communities, people that talk to each other. If you use my neighbor, like, all you gotta do is say hi. All you gotta do is say hi.
Yeah.
And you would find out exactly what's happening.
Yeah, just that they saw like different things, like the coal and all that shipping out and all that.
And then also what Mr. Major is doing now is that the issue with the coal, he is the executive chairman at BAIC.
Yeah.
He is putting forward a proposal that BAIC has an approved coal product based off of a BAIC stamp that says that the product was harvested in a sustainable, trying to avoid illegal foresting. And to get people to say, well, hey, look here, look for the logo if you buy coal, to make sure to try to say, all right, well, to stop the Haitians from illegally harvesting or having a market to sell coal to. Right? So you're seeing a lot of stuff, because we're trying to put some stuff into production, right? We're trying to do some things, right? But then it's a process.
Yeah.
You go and deal it out to the public. So where the coal is, you got to make it first. You got to do these things first. And so this is where we are.
Yeah. Well, I knew all that you called me to say. I just, throw a shot over the bow to let them know we watching. Because I have more information than I put out.
I know you have information, man. But man, he's a humble person, man.
Yeah.
And he ain't really want no smoke. He's just trying to help people. And,
Yeah.
All
right. Well, I mean, what to do? Tell him reach out to me, and then we could. Yeah, tell him reach out to me, and then we could see how we could deal with that. All right, bro.
All right.
See ya.
And so while they were attacking us and making up all these lies, you had all the Louis Georges them saying, oh, they don't export coal from the Bahamas, etc. It's because the PLP was doing it. This is in the minister's yard. The man in charge of BAIC. And when I asked Gerard Dowell, I said, about the coal that they were shipping out, he said, yeah. But he said what they're trying to do now too, he confirmed that they're shipping out coal. It's not my words. That's Gerard Davil. So they're destroying our environment now. They didn't destroy theirs. But now they're destroying our environment. And the PLP clearly making money from this. The way they've been defending, the way they've been fighting us. So he says this Leroy Major thing, and he have the fella working for him fronting it. That's what it appears, based on his words. He called the fella Gene Jacks. All right? I ain't get the Vision 2025 today, okay? I'm sorry. But I thought this was important. And the reason I did this on this day was because there are some things that sounded like threats to me. And the coal is just one part of this. But if these containers coming in and out of this country, this is opportunity for drugs and guns to be brought in and out. One neighbor says, so she says she see. She saw when the container was open, them taking someone out of the container. She saw with her own eyes, she says, them helping a woman out of the container. There could have been other people there. But at that point, she left the window and went to wherever to go let, I guess, family know what was happening. She says she saw them helping a woman out of the container. If what that person is saying is true, this is bigger than coal. Now, the MP might have no knowledge of that. That's an alleged witness testimony, but the authorities need to look into this. Because if, as she said, she saw them helping a woman out, obviously customs ain't checked that. And that means anything could be brought out. And so while we're talking about we're going to sue the American companies for the guns they're bringing in, y'all got the container coming straight to the backyard of the MP. But y'all talking about y'all going with Mexico to sue the American companies for guns coming here. Now, of course, the guns go to Haiti because they could buy the guns legally over there. And of course, then they sell the gun to whoever wanted. And then the guns come to the Bahamas. How do they come? Well, possibly one way is through a container in the back of the Member Parliament yard. I know more than I am saying, but I could wait for their response. Also, the Jane Jacks person that Darville mentioned, he also called me, and he was trying to tell me, man, give them a break, same story, Darville just trying to help out, the undocumented Haitians, who can't get a job. It's hard for them to get a job. What happened to our Bahamian people? So you going all out to make job for people who shouldn't be here? Let me tell you something. If you land in another man's country and you know that your child is going to not have status, you did that to your child. You did that. No one did nothing to them. You did that. You are responsible. If you want to take the risk and come here and work and make money and send money back home to your children, that's a different story. But when you come here knowing the situation and you have children, that's you. So when our children can't get a job, what are they gonna go to? When our children who should have a job got bumped off of that job because someone else get hired, as you're seeing going on, what they gonna do? Go resort to crime. So, Mr. Leroy Major, if the reason, as Gerard Davil said, if the reason that you're doing this is to help the undocumented Haitians and to stop crime, you're not stopping crime. You're switching who's doing the crime, but the crime still is going to happen. But now you're hurting our people. Wait, there's more. But in any event, the fellow who is operating it, according to Gerard Davil, he called me. And yeah, we had a good conversation, very cordial conversation. And he said, well, he has a license. He said his company is called JJ's Import-Export Agency, Shipping Agency. And he says they're licensed and he has a right to do what he's doing. Now, I didn't see any license displayed out there, and I didn't see where they had any license to operate from where they're operating from, but it's a shipping company. And he says what they do is they bring the stuff in every week. He brings containers in to the Bahamas, to Nassau, every week. Every week. He brings stuff in and he takes stuff out. Some of the neighbors were concerned that some of the stuff going out, maybe could be stolen stuff. So Jean Jacques said, no, he's not going to let any stolen stuff go in his containers. One, we got to save this country, y'all. Jean Jacques says the coal that we saw was coming from Haiti to the Bahamas. No, Jean. That coal was going into the container. And more was on the way. Why you spend money on coal from Haiti, ship it here at all that cost to ship that shoots? That's spending to ship coal on mailboat. Imagine all the way from Haiti here. You could ship coal all the way from Haiti here and they making coal here. I never see them running the coal on Cowpen Road because they making it here. No Jean Jacques. Leroy Major, what you are doing is wrong on many levels. This is not a personal attack against you. You said the reason you're going to deal with me is because I exposed this and I'm exposing your children. I mean, it's your family, you said, not the children. You said your family. I don't know how our showing was going on that land that we believe was Crown land before. We don't know how that exposes your family. Everyone knows where Perry Christie lived. Everyone. Just what? What's the issue? You're a public figure. You have the government car right in front of the yard. It is right there. It's parked there every day. All the neighbors know you live there, so I don't know how you're saying we're exposing you. But I guess that was just an excuse to send out some veiled threat, hoping that some threat would intimidate somebody. No, you got the wrong one. All right, we don't move with threats. All right. And so all this criminality is going on. And I'm sorry I had to expose this during this particular week, during this day. But I will tell you that Christ came so that we may have life and that we may have it more abundantly. And I think that we're not having our abundant life because everyone else is living their best life off of us. Everyone else is living their best life. But somehow we can't. Y'all have now admitted that you're looking out. That's now documented. You're looking out for the other people's children. What about our children? You're worried about them getting themselves in trouble. What about our children? Lord, I want to show you all some more, but I don't know if y'all are ready for this. I don't know if you're ready for this. You know what? Bahamas, we gotta fix this. I can save some for later. I can wait for their response. Um, I can wait for their response, and then I can see something. All right, but that's Leroy Major, who says he's gonna deal with me. I guess that's supposed to intimidate me. Um, Leroy Major, you have a greater responsibility because you are a man of the cloth. But I didn't know that I'm gonna say what God leads me to say, and who doesn't like it, and you know what to do. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know exactly how to find me. Y'all could come and do whatever y'all have to do. I'll be here waiting. I'm not wearing a bulletproof vest. I didn't go to get rubbed down to protect from voodoo or whatever these other stuff is. I don't wear the cap like what Ingram used to wear. Do whatever you think you need to do. But I know one thing, I am not giving this country up. I can't. We can't just let this country go down. The Bahamians, we got to stand up and we got to unite. We got to come together. Bahamians from all walks of life, we have to come together. I'm only asking you all to stand with me as we fight for this one country that we have. That's all. If Brave and all these other people want to fight for Haitians and help Haitians, man, y'all go Haiti and do that, please. When I wanted to help the Haitians, I got a plane after the earthquake. I filled it with supplies, medical supplies, food, etc., and I took that plane to Haiti, and we offloaded that stuff in Haiti and helped the Haitians. Go there and help them. You're not helping them by bringing them here. We have our own problems, and you are multiplying the problem. You are exasperating the problems. Leroy, stop it. Stop it. The yard, Leroy, in the car in front of the yard. Well, I didn't have. That's the guy in front of the yard. That's number 33. That's the government car. So everyone know that's the MP car. See, MP 33, the blue plate, MP 33. So everyone there know you live there. All right, that's the house. And that's the guy in front of the yard. And in the back of the house, there's a nice pool. Congratulations. But some stuff going on that shouldn't happen in the empty yard, man. How could you expose yourself to this? Let's go on Google Earth for a second so I can show you may not understand how this works. Yeah, let's go on Google Earth for a second and we can see exactly how this works. Let's go to Google Earth. Let's go. I'm gonna upload Google Earth in a second. Just trying to zoom this out, and then we'll get to it. All right. What's happening? Yeah. All right. Let's do this. Refresh. Let's go to Google Earth so you can see exactly what's happening. All right. Just give me 1 sec. Where are we? All right. Let's close that. Google Earth. You could always tell when PLP is concerned, they're worried about whatever we're doing. All of a sudden, they start talking about, oh, Lincoln have a case, he owes some woman and this and that. I'm sure they don't have nothing on me because that's all they can talk about. She's extremely interesting. But I've already answered that, so I won't be talking about that over and over with these the average political trolls who are getting paid to say what they're saying. Just give me a sec. This internet going a little bit slow. I don't know why. I'm gonna pull it up for you in a second. Just give me a sec as it loads. There we go. All right, we are zooming straight to Leroy Yard. All right, and Leroy. Next time you think of threaten me, think again, all right? All right, we're having some internet issues. Okay, we good now. Next thing you think about threaten me, think again. Because whatever you said, those words you said, I take them as a threat, although I'm not. Anyway, I'll leave it right there. Okay, so there's Leroy. Yard. There's Leroy's yard. Okay, we gotta zoom into it. Give me a sec. There we go. Down here by Anatole Rogers. In the back of Anatole Rogers. Right here. So the farm, the club where they decided to hang out is over there. There's a walking trail over here. This right here, I showed you. Wish my mouse was bigger so you could see this because you're looking at it on the phone. All right, this is that yard you saw it looking through. About right here is where the 2 trailers are parked. All right, so they're not in this picture, but right here, this picture is from the 25th of the 12th, 2021. All right, imagery date. Oh, we had a newer one last time we were doing this, but anyway, yeah, this is where the 2 trailers are. The 2 trailers. All right, and then if you go straight to the back of this yard, see the pool right there. Let me make it big so y'all can see it good. Right there, that's a swimming pool in the back of his yard. Right there, that's a swimming pool. And it's trying to get, it's a little blurry. That's the front of the yard. I just showed you the picture. This is where the car is, the Jeep is normally parked. This is the swimming pool area. And this is where all that skullduggery goes on in the backyard. So this is the backyard that has full access to this. And this is where the trailers come in. I look at the trailer there at the time. See here? This is where the trailers come in. All right? And so that's where it is. So there's an entrance from here, but the entrance goes straight and stops right here to Leroy Yard. See, there's other people's yards here, but they clearly separated by this bush and all that. But this goes straight to Leroy Yard. They're supposed to be farming, but only farming we see going on, because see, this is the green thick bush. You know, real farming, in our opinion. Right here, they got some potted plants underneath this thing right here. They got some potted plants, but we don't think this about farming. This is our opinion. We don't think this about farming. But this goes straight to Leroy Yard, right here. So we need to, you're a public figure, Leroy. Listen, our politicians have to stop being soft. They have paid political trolls to attack me on a daily basis. I don't complain. Some of you can't see. Oh, start over, you can't see. I'm sorry about that. I couldn't see your comments while I was doing that. All right, let me see if I can get you to see this again. Oh, you couldn't see. I'm sorry about that. That document that's one of the, what do you call it? The contracts signed by the government. That's a different situation. Sorry about that. Let's do this again. Let's do it again. I'm so sorry. I was doing it. All right, we'll do this again. Google Earth. I'm so sorry. Here we go. So this right here is Leroy's yard. So this is where the stuff is going on that we have questions about. And so Anatara, the school is here. The farm where they go and hang out is here. It's a walking trail. And right here is the entrance. All right. Let me make it. This is the entrance to that yard. It's the entrance right here. All right. That you saw the long trail looking down. And this corner after it leads to Leroy's house in the front. But in the back, it's like a real, go smooth kind of mission. This leads all the way back. And right here, about here is where the trailers are normally set up. Right about here is where the trailers are set up. They're parked right here. All right. And you go straight to the back, and it leads straight to Leroy's house. See? It's blocked off here, and it goes straight to Leroy's house, right here. And this is where you see the swimming pool in that picture that I showed you. The swimming pool is one little shed in the back. It had like clothes hang out on the line in the back under here. Like, certain people just live. Like, you had some people living in here. But here is the swimming pool. But this leads straight. So this is the front of the yard I showed you. This is where the car was parked that I showed you just now. And this is where they have some potted plants under here. So I don't know what kind of farm this is. So, because all this is green. So I don't know how he get this long, straight, narrow path. So I don't know how much it is he got, or if he got. See here? This leads from the rock straight down to Leroy's backyard. The fact that this leads to Leroy's backyard implicates Leroy. You see? See, there's other people's yard here, but they ain't connected directly to this. There's separation. There's another property behind here. So this is what's going on. In terms of this being a farm, all this is a road that leads to Leroy house. So, farming going on around here. So I don't know if they gave him this land to farm, but he ain't seen no farming yet, other than these little stuff was going on right here in potted plant. So that is technically farming, but you didn't need all this land to do that. So we don't know if Leroy got all this land to do this long thing right here, boy. That's something. All right. So that's what's happening here. All right, that's what's happening here. Oh man. All right, so that's everything blank again. All right, seem to be having some technical issues. Don't know why. All right, let's go to another camera. Okay, you should be seeing me okay. Not yet. Okay, I'm sorry, we're having some technical issues. Someone don't want you to hear from us. Let's go. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Just give me a second. Let me get this back together. Just give me 1 sec. Let's go to another camera. Okay, maybe you can see me now. And we have to go to another device in order for you to see us. All right. All right. So I'm going to leave that there for now. This is the Easter holiday. I'm going to open the line probably for about 10 minutes. I'm going to let you call in, say what you think, how you feel, that I'm going to be gone. We're going to do Vision 2025 another day. We're going to do Vision 2025 another day. I wanted to show this because that threat wasn't sent out, which I interpret as a threat. I would take a break today, but we have to do this. All right. So I'm going to open the phone lines. 803-5995 is the number to call today. 803-5995. The number is on the screen. How do you feel about what you see? How do you feel? We want some answers. We'll see if they answer, but they normally attack. So we'll get something from Fred Mitchell talking nonsense again. We need to know what's happening. Is an import-export business running from in the Member of Parliament's yard? All right? What's going on there? They said that they're hiring undocumented persons. Give me a call, 803-5995, 803-5995, 803-5995. Any questions? Good afternoon, you're live.
Hi, today, how you doing?
I'm awesome, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Go ahead.
Okay, I've been watching it live, right?
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff. I'm all for the behaviors and I'm all for the changes and everything that we can have. But I think it's maybe the way it's being delivered.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we can do a better job in how we execute, even if it's something that we're looking on. Me being a young Bahamian looking on to have never been watching it live.
Yes.
I've seen the feeds in terms of cameras to people's homes and like invading their personal privacy. And I'm on to you if you're going to get the information, to fight for the information, to make sure that the information that we're getting, that is factual and not just a matter of opinion. That's just me.
Yeah. So
so we have to be careful. We have to be mindful also for the security of these people too, because I don't think Mr. B and you would be like, I don't think you would be like if somebody sends photographs of your personal house with you and your family.
They've already done that.
You'd be okay with it.
They've already done that. And
I'm not saying you. It's not right. It's not right if someone was to do it. So we're not going to justify.
Let me help you with that. Persons have already sent pictures out of a place that they thought that I lived. They've done that. There was no one who had any outcry for them doing that. The government house where the Governor General lives, people go there and take pictures every day. All right. I don't think that's a security issue for the Governor General. All right. Everyone knew where Perry Christie lived, Zubin Ingram, etc. All right. And persons who want to know.
Are you sending me pictures of Perry Christie's school, their personal house, in front of their home, where they're living? Are we doing that, or are we?
No, I don't think it's a security risk if you see someone's pool. But what we're saying is that if they're saying, the neighbors seem to have a concern about operations that is going on there, and a public figure, all right, you should be willing to answer. I'm not a public figure because you asked about me. Sorry, I'm not a public.
I consider you
Sorry. And that's why I corrected it. I am a public figure, but I don't work for the government. All right, I'm not a public official. You're a public official, and some things is going on in your yard, which leaves question. If we see coal in your yard, and there's this big issue about illegal coal being made and this illegal issue, and we find coal in your yard, all right, we as the people have a right to investigate. When you look in, when you, right, now, right, let me just finish this. When you look at the news, hold on, when you look at the news, United States, they will go in a senator's yard and have microphones waiting for him to come outside, all right, to go jogging, to interview him. All right, he's a public figure, all right? He is.
I think it's the delivery I'm talking about, Mr. Dan. As a young man, and I'm looking at it from 3 different aspects.
Well, it doesn't matter if you're young or old, you're a Bahamian.
No, I'm just saying that even as a Bahamian.
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, I'm looking at it from an aspect is that if that is something that you will not be like, or somebody doing it to you. So I don't believe it's the right thing to do. I think that if you believe, Mr. Dan, that somebody is doing something that is illegal, I think that is what the police department said. I think that's what the police department is basically for. So I think that you did an injustice by not notifying the police if there was something illegally happening.
Good point. Let me answer you.
I just want to say one more thing. But for you to go live and literally use the person, and then use your public influence to say what it is that you're saying, then I think that is wrong. If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong.
All right. Let me help you with something. I did not say that anything illegal was happening, you know. I said that the owner said, listen, I let you talk, so let me talk. I'm not going to hang up on you. I said what is going on there. Some people on social media saying to cut you off, but I'm not going to cut you off. I said what is going on there. All right. Now you come to the conclusion that you want to come to the minister, the member of parliament needs to answer. All right. Because we see what's going on there. We see things happening in his yard, and we need to know what is happening in his yard. And it may very well be that everything is copacetic. The man, I gave both sides of the story, that the gentleman doing it called me and he said that he has a license for import-export business. And so we're giving both sides of everything. But as a member of parliament, we need to know what's going on with you. All right?
I would agree with you. I would agree with you, Mr. Dan, but however, I'm still saying to you is we have to be careful of the media that we would be filmed. Because the influence of what, or the insinuation of saying that somebody is doing something, if it's legal or illegal or whatever the case may be, we have to then know the facts before I believe that they bring all of the evidence to the front.
The last thing I want to say to you about what you said earlier. Hold on one sec. The last thing I want to say about what you said earlier. Just hold on one sec. You said that you should notify the police. Now, we live in the Bahamas. Hold on. We don't know what is happening. We are putting the questions out there so they can respond. What I'm saying to you is, how many times have you seen the police notified with reference to things that affects politicians or political cronies and nothing happened? Nothing. All right. Let me finish. Hold on. Let me finish. We found an entire coal mining operation going on in the back of the farm. And 3 weeks later, they didn't even look at what's going on. All right. There's still coal mining going on right now. Bahamians are reporting it. Bahamians are putting videos out there. Nothing is being done. All right. The police will watch something. They will watch someone with a gun, playing with a gun on social media, and then they will go and lock up that person, right? So the same way, if they see this live and they see something going on, go investigate. All right. They have a duty to do that.
The damages what you would have done would have already been done.
What damage?
Not be believed because the influence now.
What damage though?
The insinuation. What is? You're not the.
What did I say?
You waited. That's happening, or maybe you're using the actual person's face and you're doing it. And now I'm one for Bahamian first.
Hold on, wait. You are insinuating something. I said that we see things being imported and exported. All right? We're not insinuating anything. We showed the picture, and you don't know who took the pictures, right? But you saw pictures of coal that was being loaded in and taken off, or taken off from a container. All right? That could be very legal. They could have bought that coal on Cowpen Road. All right? And they decide what they're doing. The question is this the Member of Parliament's yard? Why is this going on in the Member of Parliament yard? And we as a people have every right to ask questions. You understand?
So if it is proven that it isn't nothing that you said, then are you then going to come in the public and apologize to that gentleman?
What would I be apologizing for?
I'm saying you said it's something is happening. I don't see you going X, Y, and Z, sir.
Listen. We have to be able to have conversations on another level. All right. What I'm saying is exactly what we are seeing, what the neighbors have complained about. They are seeing certain things and they are concerned. All right. If I see a bunch of women going into a house in the night and they wearing skimpy clothes, etc., I could say I see a bunch of women going in skimpy clothes in this house, and it looked like something is going on there. That needs to be investigated. All right. When it's investigated, you come to the conclusion. No one has said that the member is doing anything illegal. Hopefully, the authorities will look into it, but we know they won't. Their solution is going to be to attack back and attack us. And try to vilify us. But I know one thing. I heard the campaign general say that the MP, and I can't confirm what he's saying, but he said that the MP is saying that he went into that to assist with Haitians, all right? With Haitians who are undocumented, all right? And so that is what he is doing, all right? And so we need to look into this. Now, I don't know if you have some affinity towards a party, why you need to say that, etc. Hello? Okay, we lost them. All right, so they probably set up someone to call, most likely. But I just wanted to answer those questions because there would be legitimate people who have those same questions. And so that's why I wanted to answer. I have no problem answering questions. So the phone line is now open. He's off of it. So you can call in now, 803-5995. All right? Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon, Lincoln.
How you doing?
I'm great, but I want to tell you that's the police she was talking to, and that person is alleged that's the police you were talking to, and that was a store tactic, and he's a patrol. Let me tell you something. Nothing is gonna come out of it. You need to expose all these wicked, corrupt politicians, and it ain't only Leroy Major. The rest of them in there. There's no immigration to expose nobody because they are told to stand down. They ain't out there catching nobody. You know how much Haitian towns around here and they ain't doing nothing?
No.
That's foolishness.
People in Harbor Island have been complaining. People in Andros have been complaining. All over the place they complaining, but the police ain't doing nothing.
No, and guess what? They want come on the talk show and telling you, but don't do this and don't do that. Listen, the politicians are supposed to be held accountable. They're in the spotlight. They're being paid, and they are corrupt as hell. The majority of them. Yeah. They need to be exposed. Why not? Yeah. Who are they? Are they God?
Yeah.
Hell no. And he's talking about his family. He should think about his family before he gone in the house.
So if you have a security risk about your family, how are you inviting all of these immigrants, legal or illegal, to your yard every weekend, but you worried about security? And you invited them to have import-export business in your yard?
Exactly.
So you clearly aren't worried about security because they come in there all the time.
And they bringing them right in these trailers. Illegal smuggling, human smuggling, drug and gun.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So they playing T-Taito. They don't want you to expose them, but they want to take criminals in. They need to take their stuff in jail. They are a bunch of jokers. And then Mr. Brave Davis around everywhere being Mr. Nice Guy. He needs to release our resources and give us our money and get out our parliament. That's what.
Yeah.
Tired of this foolishness, man. Every week it's the same thing. You look on the news. I don't even listen to the news no more for the foolishness. Come on, they only let you know what they want you to know.
Yeah.
Foolishness, man.
Yeah.
People wake up.
Thank you for your call. The line is open, 803-5995. 803-5995. Yeah, she was talking a lot of sense just now. Yeah, this a big money operation that's going on. And like Gerard said, I would be stopping a good thing. I would be stopping a good thing by doing this. Go back to the phone line. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ben.
How you doing?
How are you?
I am awesome.
Are you still live now, right?
Yes, we're still live.
Okay. I'd like to address the young man who doing on the snap.
Yes.
Okay. And I would hope that he heard me now. The young man is very ignorant. You know why I say that? When they send the military to y'all on the Crown land, why didn't he come and say something? Why didn't he say something then? Why didn't he defend y'all?
Yeah.
Now he's defending this man who taking care of the Haitian who allegedly doing illegal operations. He wanna attack you on that. I call it attack. You understand what I'm saying? And anytime you see people come on your line with those kind of talks, they are paid to do that.
Yes.
And I think it's foolishness. It's high time for these corrupt politicians be exposed to the garbage and the nonsense they're doing to the Bahamian people. And I urge all of the Bahamian people to stand together and let's put a stop to this foolishness that's going on in this country. Because right now the Bahamian people are suffering and the illegal immigrants coming here, they are not suffering because they are benefiting and they are enjoying the fruit of our land and our labor, which we are not enjoying. And I think that's a bunch of garbage.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Yeah.
And this fella need to go sit down because I can't see how he come online talking this garbage, this nonsense, but what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And no one defend you when you've been locked up, when they send the military on the Bahamian people, no one defend that. So why they always defending these illegal immigrants and these politicians with doing garbage in our country?
Yeah. All right. Thank you for your call, man. I appreciate it.
Right.
But notice, Bahamas, what he didn't say was that the MP shouldn't be allowing certain things to happen in his yard. He didn't say if the MP is concerned about security, then the MP should not allow all this business to go on in his yard, because anyone have access to his yard because that's open. All right, and it's connected to where he lives. You worried about your family, but you letting all these people run business from in your yard? Are you really worried about safety? Good afternoon, you're live.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Ben.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Monica, hey, I want you live, and I just want you to know, Monica, don't worry about these people, man. You do it, keep what you doing, keep on doing that stuff. You know, the momentum that you is carrying in this country today, it's just growing, it's swelling, right? So what's happening? These people are shaking in their boots, sir, right? You know how this politics goes, and this is why they don't want to give the COI standing ground, so we could assemble, because that would be a crushing blow on behalf of them. So just keep on, sir. Don't be distracted, sir.
Thank you, man. 803-5995 is the number. 803-5995. You can call in. 803-5995. Listen, man. We have a job to do. We have a role to do, and that's defend our one country, because this is all we got. All right, we'll go back to the phone line. Good afternoon, you're live. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good day, my president.
Good day. How are you?
I'm good. I have a question. The group that I'm in, there was a gentleman spoke about with Brave being the president for the CARICOM. And all CARICOM countries, like Haiti is now part of it, and they're working together to get one passport so people can have free movement. Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't know about the one passport thing. I think that'll be very difficult to convince people to do. But I think they were talking about the CSME thing that was done a long time ago. We didn't join that part of the CSME where you could have free travel and free movement. So that's not what we're doing. Brave is only the temporary leader. Now, the way CARICOM is set up is that every 6 months they change leaders, and that's so every country gets a chance to push their issues forward and whatever the issue for their country is forward, and so that there's fair play and no one dominates. And so there's a rotation, and if you can go online, you can see the rotation of who's the last one and who's next, and they have a rotation. So Brave wasn't elected, nothing, and there's nothing special about that. It was just the Bahamians' turn to have CARICOM to be the leader of CARICOM. And I think he was from January, I think. And so by June or so, he's going to be replaced by the next person in line.
Okay, great. That's good. I won't be able to handle him being there for a whole year because he's doing an awful job.
Yeah.
Governing our country. And listening to your live, I'm just as disgusted and hurt about all of these politicians just putting Haitians first.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not xenophobia like the people always say, but the fact remains that I'm a Bahamian. My parents have died, and they haven't seen the benefit for the Bahamians. And we have to continue, and Bahamians need to wake up and fight for our country. And you do be encouraged.
Thank you.
All right, you have a great evening.
All right, you too. Many of you want to purchase our rings. They are also available. There's also another form of our ring. You can contact our office number at 804-4264 as a COI ring. These ones go for $250. And become a real member. All right, become an official member and wear the ring. All right, these go for $250. That is pure sterling silver, 925. All right, we go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, you're live.
Yes, hi, Mr. Bain.
Hi.
Just a quick note. I mean, this exposure, we needed to see that. We need to be informed. But I'll tell you, I Googled the CARICOM passport.
Yeah.
And there's about 14 nations who have signed on to where their countrymen can travel to all of these other countries who are signed on to this thing.
Yes.
Without they don't need a passport, they don't need a visa.
Mm-hmm.
But the only two countries who haven't signed on to this passport among CARICOM nations right now is the Bahamas and Haiti.
And Haiti, yes.
But all the other nations have signed on to it.
Yes. So there's some advantages to that for those Caribbean countries that have been doing it. And it started from the CSME situation. So they've had that for quite some time now. But now you could actually migrate to other countries. That's been happening for a very long time. I know the first place I expanded business from the Bahamas was China, and then it was Barbados. All right. And so, but because I opened up in Barbados, which was a part of the CSME, I was able to then use that and then be free to open up business in Jamaica and other countries. You see? And so there was advantage for me by going to Barbados, and then there was certain advantage that I had. All right, so that's a good thing for them. But for us, it's not a good thing because they would want to migrate to us. We wouldn't want to migrate to them. And that's why we can't be a part of what they are doing. All right? And so it's...
So Brave better not even think about it because we don't want that for the Bahamas. We do not want it.
No. We can't do that. I don't see them convincing Bahamians to allow that. I think they know that they would be overthrown immediately. That would get every Bahamian out to Rawson Square.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much.
All right, thank you
We're
too.
watching.
All right. 803-5995, 803-5995 is the phone number. Listen, man, what's happening in this country has been happening for too long. What's happening has been happening for too long. The politicians have been benefiting, and we've been left out, treated like garbage. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dan. I called before concerning the situation at City Lodge.
Yes.
I would like to send you some pictures confidentially, please. How do I do that?
803-5995. This same number, you can send it right to this.
Okay.
Send it via WhatsApp.
Because it is absolutely sickening what's going on there.
Wow.
Yes.
Send it to me, and I'll investigate.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. I just want to say congratulations to the entire COI team, for their victory. You'll remember that in Hopetown, there was a hotel that was open. There seemed to be some corruption that went down, and this house was turned into a hotel. They were trying to flip it and get a bunch of money from doing so, and we were able to stop that. So that hotel has officially been closed. And so we want to thank everyone who was a part of that. We will continue to fight for our people. We will continue to fight for what's right in this country. We will stand up against corruption wherever you may find it. Good afternoon, you're live. Good afternoon.
Yeah, Lynch, I was just calling to let you know you got two feeds going on. I can hear somebody on the phone, and then I can hear somebody on the background. So you get two feeds going on, all right?
Okay. Oh, you mean you can hear an echo?
Yeah, like you can hear two different feeds going on at the same time.
Okay. All right, I don't know what that is going on. All right, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And so we won that battle in Hopetown, and so we're going to continue to fight these kinds of battles. We're fighting battles every day. We saw every few days, the PLP, Fred Mitchell, the PLP is putting out different stuff, about myself, about Maria, about the COI. And they're gonna, because I did this expose now, they're gonna go harder now. They're gonna put out more and more lies. So stop listening to their lies and focusing on them. They put out something the other day about me and Maria saying, "Oh, you haven't seen Maria for a long time." They said you haven't seen Maria for a long time. Listen, me and Maria speak 3 to 4 times every day, every single day. So I don't know what they're talking about. We fight battles and we advise each other on how to fight different battles every single day. Let's go to phone lines. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon. How you doing, Linda?
I am awesome.
Yeah, man. I see you put up on the Facebook, right? One title was misrepresenting a conversation we had with him that he was going to correct because there wasn't any truth. Somebody sent me a screenshot. It had to be wrong.
The title is Leroy Major Threatened Me for Exposing the Shipping, etc. I can't see the rest of the title, but that's the title that is put up there. That had nothing to do with our conversation. That had to do with the conversation that he had with someone else.
But
This, just so I can let everyone know, this sounds like Gerard Davel, who is on the phone. Yeah.
Don't do the sensation of this. Like they saying, right?
Leroy Major said to the person he called that he's going to deal with me.
Hey, Mr. Major, right?
Go ahead.
Who has certain godly obligations. He is also a father, a grandfather. We spoke about this, that sensationalizing such a topic around innocent people is not a fair game to play. It is not. Because
These are innocent people that do not need to be in the way.
Who is innocent? What are you talking about?
His family who lives there.
Listen, we are having no conversation about his family. We're not interested in his family, and we have not made mention of his family. We are talking about what is going on in that yard. There's an import-export company there. The fella says it's perfectly licensed, but we see coal there. We see stuff going on, and the neighbors had a concern. If you're concerned about your family, Gerard, why would you have your business in your yard if you're concerned about the safety of your family?
Okay.
We could hardly hear you too. You're muffled.
Mr. Bean, right? There's such a thing in business license called a home-based business.
So you're saying that Leroy has a home-based business?
What I am not saying is that. What I am saying is that you are privy to the correct information. And being privy to the correct information, it is not genuine for you to come back here and allow for a title to be fixed to your name and you purporting not to know all of the facts and giving your audience the correct respect and telling them.
So tell us all of the facts. So you sound like you know the facts. Tell us all of the facts.
I am not going to go there. This is your show. You have your due diligence to be responsible to your audience. I am listening and I respect you to the point whereas I know you will not be like all of the other politicians and lie to your supporters. I know you will not do that because this is what the Bahamian people do not want.
Exactly.
Politicians that lies for brownie points.
Yes. So in my speaking, would you tell me if I said any lies in what I said? I think they deserve to know that and what the lie is.
Mr. Bean, lying is also the omission of the truth.
Okay, then tell the Bahamian people what was omitted. Oh, he hang up. So again, he couldn't say any lie that I told at all. And so he hung up when I asked him to tell him what it is. Listen, Gerard, I think you know, I don't talk until I investigate. But if there's something that we need to know about, he seemed to imply just now that the Member of Parliament has a home-based license to do what he is doing. Man, listen, I don't know. Good afternoon, you're live.
Yes, how you doing, Mr. Lincoln?
I am awesome. How you doing, man?
Everything doing great, man. You doing a great job.
Thank you, man.
The Bahamians calling you. I call them from North Carolina.
Oh wow, welcome, man.
You're watching from the outside, seeing what you're doing, and all I see is like the last caller who just called. These just a bunch of ignorant Bahamians. Sorry to call people ignorant, but we have a lot of uneducated people for a long time. They've been saying the national grade average in the Bahamas was a C or D. Wow. And it's showing in the people because they follow in these politicians, and these politicians, certain people are untouchable, but every day and every other day they touching you and every other people are the COI. And none of them showing up to TV showing you Haitian people on TV talking about they celebrating, but they wouldn't give the COI a chance on television to do nothing. So you keep doing what you're doing. And all of us, we pulling for you and the COI, and I send it for my ring too. I'm glad you talked about that ring. I send it for my ring and all of my family.
Awesome.
We can get all these ignorant and these untouchable families out there because I don't know whereas these Christian nations are learning to be respecters of people and not respecters of God and not respecters of our future and our children and our land. And we appreciate what you're doing. And I'm glad you have the guts to stand up there and face these people. Because all these cowards, all they doing is putting their tail between their legs and doing what they doing and calling in for a little $5 here and a little $10 there and a little food or a little something instead of they try and empower themselves and be men to stand on their own foot
These politicians been calling in and talking for themselves, you know. These other men calling in, talking for these people.
That's serious, you know.
These men can't stand up and talk for themselves.
Wow.
Who these people is who gonna keep calling in and speaking on behalf of these coward people who can't call for themselves? But yet they have a bunch of these goons and whatever these trolls. They calling in, they know educated people. They want to talk about he's a young man and he's this and that. My boy, don't go with age. It go with sense and it go with a future for our country. And Lincoln is the future. So all of y'all people from the past, y'all time and over, and we supporting the COI and we going full steam ahead all the way, yeah? All the way, me and all of my family. Trust me, a lot of people behind here, a lot, and we coming out strong, okay?
Wow.
We coming in, something like me, I watching my wife's phone, because I ain't got no Facebook.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So you might not see the viewers there, but we watching a lot of people, because I don't deal with social media. Some of that stuff is, I can't comment on it, but I don't deal with the social media.
Yeah.
So keep going forward, bro. I right there with you. A lot of people like me don't deal with social media. We pulling for you strong, yeah?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
All right, sir.
All right. We are also live on YouTube. For those of you who don't have Facebook, we're also live on YouTube. We're on LinkedIn. Look for LinkedIn being on any of those places, or Bahamian Evolution or Coalition of Independence. We're on a lot of different platforms. Good afternoon, you're live. How you doing?
We live on the show, right?
Yes, we're live.
Let me tell you why this country can't be no better, and it will never be no better. All of these guys, both sides, are brothers. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
When I say brother,
Mm-hmm.
they are large brothers. Okay? So this is why our country can't be no better. Okay? They have to condone each other and their crap that they're doing. They play like they rowing and fussing and fighting, but when they get in that room, they are brothers. They are their brothers' keepers. That's why our country can never be no better. Both sides. That's why I keep on talking and turning. It's only gonna get better when the people get real with themselves and say, listen, we don't want no more PLT and we don't want no more F&M. That's all I have to say. Have a great day.
Thank you for your call, man. Appreciate it. All right, 803-5995 is a number. And someone asked about the number for the rings. Let's get that number up there for them. Gerard seemed to think that the title of this that the producers put up had something to do with him or conversation meaning like, nope. Leroy Major will tell you he had conversations with more than just you, Gerard, but you confirmed that apparently you and Leroy had a conversation, so you were speaking on his behalf. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ben.
How you doing?
Mr. Ben, you're doing a good job. I listened to that Davos fella a few minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
He don't make no sense. Out of anybody, he should be a man who learns.
Yeah.
They ain't do nothing for him. He know what happened there back twice.
Yeah.
Tell him go see who helped him.
Wow.
You understand? Tell him go see who helped him. He should learn. That's to tell you the ignorance of people, right?
Yeah.
All right. They can't be no better for themselves because they blind.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Bean. Have a good day, all right?
All right. Thank you for your call, man.
All right.
So for a person who's saying they want to purchase a ring, that's the number you can call. That's the office number, 804-4264. You can send a WhatsApp and you can request it. 804-4264 is the number. Just send a WhatsApp and you can request it. We'll tell you where to go to get sized up and everything if you don't have your size. All right, so that's the number if you want a ring, 804-4264. That's the number. All right. But you can call in now. Again, it's 803-5995. It's a call in now if you want to say what you have to say. All right. Gerard Davil called back. And Gerard Davil called and, he, again, confirmed some things to us. I don't know. He just keeps opening his mouth. He said, he tried to imply that Leroy Major has a, what do you call it, import-export business. I'm some kind of import export. So sorry, not import export. That he has a home based business. I don't know. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good day, Mr. Ben. How you doing, sir?
I am awesome.
Listen, I want to say you guys doing an excellent job informing the people throughout the land and breadth of the Bahamas of what is taking place in our country, because it seems like our media is sold out. We can't get proper information from our media. I only hope and pray you guys will have a media station, man, so we could be able to voice our opinion and concerns on what is taking place in our country. Because what happened on CARICOM to those young ladies who were brutally beaten and those young men who was locked up wrongfully on pumped up charges, I think the world's supposed to hear about that, because no one called in then and stress what happened, you know?
Yeah.
No one called in, but they are calling in and they are saying what you are saying to this gentleman is wrong and all that stuff. I feel that's foolishness, man. They need to call in and voice their concern on what take place to those young ladies who were brutally beaten on CARICOM, locked up wrongfully on pumped charges, and after signing just about every Saturday. I feel that is wrong on every level, even on the courts level. Everything is wrong about that, and I think the world needs to know about that. So I think we need to get a station up so we can voice our opinion on what is taking place in this country. Thank you once again, and keep up the great work.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And so we're broadcasting all over. You may see the views from where you are. You may see the views from whatever platform you're on, but there's a lot of views on different platforms. So right now I'm seeing about 1,662 across the different platforms. So you may be seeing what's on the Facebook page you're on or YouTube, etc. When you add all together, there are a lot of people on here. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon, Lincoln. What's going on, man?
Right here, man. How you doing?
Listen, I love this. But listen to me, they fight you so hard, but guess what? God with you, man, because you're the first person to ever do this in this Bahamas, and we really need this.
Thank you, man.
Listen, that caller would come on, but the home-based business, he talking fool.
Yeah. That's the PLP General, Gerard Davel. That's the one who I played the recording from earlier.
I know. I was listening and watching the show. Let me tell you why I know he talking fool. I work and I feel. And the government has stopped everybody that has a home-based business for import and export. So you need to have some kind of business front for that to happen. But
that is correct.
But because this man is an MP, you know, they can look the other way. He talking fool. And the more he open his mouth, the deeper he go into the rabbit hole, and then only exposing himself, man. So keep up the good work. We here with you, and we ready to ride for whatever way.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hey, Lincoln.
How you doing?
You know who this is. You know what's going on with your phone?
What?
It happens to me too. Someone listening in, some gangster listening in this talk show. I'm causing some mix up with the lines. That's what that is.
Okay.
That's the foolishness that they do.
They can mix up all they want. They ain't stopping this movement. This train is running.
Yeah.
This ship has set sail. There's nothing they can do with this.
See, this country need to be exposed. The people in this country that's doing all kind of garbage, and I'm sick and tired of it. They need to be exposed, and all those that get trapped in this country, they need to go to jail.
Yeah.
And like I'm saying too, the gallus too.
Yeah.
Because some things happen in this country whereby they have to go to the gallus. And I mean that. I'm sick and tired of the years that I was in this Bahamas from I was born.
Yeah.
There's foolishness going on.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Long Island don't jive around. We don't play that game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this stuff. This is a God's anointing time. That's going on here today.
Yeah.
And was going on for the past 2 years. And I'm excited of what's going on Corruption has to be exposed in this country. What's going on for 2 long decades.
Yeah.
And it's time the people wake up and see what's going on, because if the people don't wake up and do what they have to do this time in the polls, this country will go deeper than where hell is.
Yeah.
And I say that. But a lot of things coming to the forefront, and it ain't looking good for them gangsters out there. It ain't looking good.
Yeah.
So let's continue to expose this garbage what's going on in this country, this little country.
All right. Thank you for your call, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, okay, Lincoln.
All right. In exactly 1 month, those persons who were arrested on Goodman's Bay Beach and in front of Bahama, etc., they go to trial in exactly 1 month. It's starting on May 4th, May 8th, May 9th, and May 10th. They go to their trials begin. All right, in exactly 1 month. All right. So someone says, when are you going to have a mass rally? We've been trying to apply. Our mass rally was supposed to be tomorrow. We applied over a month ago. They contacted us back and said that all of the parks are in use tomorrow on Easter Monday, and so they're not letting us have a rally. That is what they said. They didn't say, okay, we'll switch the date, or you could use this alternative park, or nothing. That just was their response. And it's so shocking that they would allow, and this is sickening, they would allow the Haitian immigrants and the Haitians to celebrate and have a festival for their culture, etc. And they would give them the sports center. We also applied for the sports center. We applied for several places, including the sports center. And they told us everything was taken up. That's their response. It don't even make sense being a Bahamian in this country under the Davis administration. Good afternoon, you're live. Okay, we lost that call. I'm trying to see if I had the letter that we sent in to them here. No, we don't have it readily available. Yeah, but we applied for several parks, including Oran Bailey Park, Awaki, the Sports Center, etc. And they told us no. Good afternoon, you're live.
Lincoln Ben.
How you doing?
Yes, this me again. Listen, something what just hit my mind is now. They didn't give you all no permission. Do you hear me, Lincoln?
Yes, I am. So turn down whatever you're listening on, turn that down. Just listen to the phone.
Okay, I got it. Listen, what came to my mind is now, since they didn't give you all no park or let you allowed to probably go in no school field or nothing like that, tomorrow, ride around with a camera and take a picture of all of the parks and see if these parks could be taken up. Okay? That'll be a good thing to do. Ride around all the parks, all the schoolyards, and see if they're going to be taken up. If they're not taken up, then you need to bring it back to the people and show the people how much it's lied. Because I'm sure all the parks ain't taken up. I'm sure that.
Yeah, so we'll see tomorrow.
Yes. Okay, Lincoln.
All right.
Yeah.
And so they gave what belongs to us. We're taxpayers. We're paying for this. That's our parks. We're paying to maintain that. But they gave it to some other people, but not the Bahamians. What's the point of being in this country? We're paying for that. You know, all we're doing is getting raped and robbed, and there are people defending that. And so, you know, this week coming up and next week, all they can talk about is me and Maria. And they can say, oh, Lincoln have a court case. He owes some woman some money. They can talk all this nonsense. They can say, oh, Lincoln thief from a woman and all this kind of stuff, because they don't want you to have nothing while they're thieving from you. They can tell you all these lies and all these stories. But they are doing this and hurting us. Let me tell you who's getting hurt too. I always think about our family island people, and that's why we're going to develop the family islands. Our family island people, they have no hospital. They never have ambulance, proper ambulance or police cars and certain services. They're treated like second class on the family islands. Sometimes, electricity bad, water bad, they're treated bad. But you know what? They pay more taxes than us. We pay taxes through VAT. They pay more VAT than us because their stuff more expensive. They pay more gas taxes than us when they go to put gas in their car because their gas is more expensive. They pay more everything than us. But yet they don't get no services. We got to fix that. We got to fix this country. Nothing is making sense. And so I'm going to end it there for tonight. We did over 2 hours. I didn't extend to go that long. I tended to play Vision 2025, but I think that this was important to deal with today. Again, to Leroy Major, listen, you could deal with me. I'm waiting. You know exactly who you said that to. I'm waiting. All I want is the Bahamas where we get put first. That's it. Where we benefit from what is ours. Come on, man. Why is that so hard to ask? There would be no need for a Lincoln Bain right now in politics if y'all just give us what is ours. But I got to stand up and do something because I can't sit here and see this and do nothing. People called me this week. Someone asked me, and this is an important question. Someone asked me this week about the fact that they feel that the US dollar is going to be devalued. And they were like, how is that going to affect us? That's an important question. How is the US dollar going to be devalued? Will that happen? They're talking about China and the petrol dollar going away and China and Russia and all these different countries coming together. That's going to affect the US dollar. They felt the same way when the euro was going to come out. They felt like all these European countries come out is going to affect the US dollar. One currency can go up without the other currency going down. It can go down against that currency, but that doesn't mean it goes down against every other currency. All right. So they can come with a dollar that's backed by whatever they want, by their oil or whatever. That doesn't necessarily mean that the US dollar is going to go down. But this is what a lot of people don't understand. The US dollar, they have been intentionally making the US dollar go down for a very long time. And they determine which currency they let it go down against. They've been managing the system. So, for example, when Japan in the late 80s, early 90s was trading a lot with the US, their electronics and everything else took them to another level, and they skyrocketed almost to the top. They was coming for America in terms of being the top economy. And remember when all our tourists used to be from Japan because they were making so much money, and our straw market vendors would be walking up to someone who looked like a Chinese, and they would say, "Konnichiwa, konnichiwa," because that's where the tourists were from. The Japanese were buying buildings, etc. in America. They were taking over. And then all of a sudden they crashed. All right, Japan crashed. And there's a reason that it happened is because the US was intentionally causing their dollar to go down against the Japanese dollar. And what that did was because they traded, and when it was time to cash in those bonds to get their dollars back for all of the trade that they were doing, the dollar that they were getting back wasn't worth anything. It was worth far less than what it was worth when they actually did the transaction because they didn't cash in right away. And so that caused the entire Japanese economy to crash. And now their yen is worth nothing. It's 100 and something to 1. But it caused them to crash, and it caused a full stop. And so these other guys can do the same thing, but there's some other things that you have to consider. I normally don't talk about the global view, but I have experience in global business, and I deal with Forex and trading and that kind of stuff to survive. America also trades. They get loans from China constantly. All right, they're constantly getting loans from China. China gives, at one point, it was like $500 billion a year, but they're constantly getting loans from China. All right, and so they will then owe China these US dollars back. Now, when it's time to cash that in, if the US dollar value is too low, then China takes a hit. They lose. You understand? And so it won't benefit China to crash the US dollar because the US owes them so much money that they've been borrowing from them. There's no advantage there. So that's something that's two things that may buttress the US dollar for now, that may cause it not to crash. It still is a possibility, but these are two things to consider. Now, let's say the US dollar does crash, we are connected and pegged to the US dollar. What does that mean for us if it does happen? Well, it means that you're gonna have a harder time shopping in Miami or in other places because it's gonna be harder for you. It's gonna be harder to do business because our dollar is gonna start to be worth nothing. All right, and so it's gonna have an effect on our economy. But what can stop that? Exactly what we're talking about every day, every time we talk live, every time we talk to you, can help that. Because now, if you have a country where your dollar is buttressed or pegged to your natural resources, then it would help you so that the US dollar goes down, our dollar would be able to hold its own. All right? We need to benefit from our natural resources so that even if we stay pegged to the US dollar, we will have so much more of our money that we'll be able to buttress the effect. All right? Our dollar is worth more than the Canadian dollar. So dollar value is not everything. Our dollar is worth 7 times more than the Chinese dollar. All right? But they still have a better economy than us. All right? The number 3 economy now, which is Japan, their dollar is worth almost nothing. And so the concern of the US dollar going down is one thing, but dollar value is not the biggest part of it. All right? Because we're not doing trade in goods, manufacturing, etc. But we need to benefit from our natural resources. We need to get into our ocean and get our treasure and get our sand, etc. And that will make our people wealthy. I stand by that. I believe in that. And that is what we're fighting for. This is not selling a dream. This is what it is. They told you I was selling dreams with carbon credit. They said, oh, don't listen to Lincoln. He's selling dreams. Carbon credit is fake. That's a scam. It won't work. And then after election, they tried to give it to FTX. They're still now trying to steal it. You saw what the prime minister did. Y'all are sitting down and watching this. And the question is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? We're gonna have some more conversations about these international issues, but we need the member of parliament to answer. That's what we need. We need him to answer. We need to know what's going on. I'm going to end this live now, and so I just wanted to remind you, you can get your rings. You can get your rings. Some people have ordered. You can get your rings. Just call the number that we previously had up there. All right, I'll take this last call. Person calling. Good afternoon, you're live. You're the last call.
Good afternoon today once again.
Yes.
I want to thank you and appreciate you for educating the people about the stock market and this money thing, because that was a question I was going to ask you before you did.
Okay.
I just want to thank you and appreciate you for letting the David people know about this, because we have those bombs inside our House of Parliament. The only thing they're trying to educate the people about is sissy-ism.
Yeah.
You know, they are not bringing none of this to the media. Every time you see a media come on, it's about sissy-ism, and we are not into that. Okay? So I want to thank you once again for you educating the people about the stock market and how this money trend going. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, man. Listen, like I say, I go live every Sunday and Tuesday, and I can answer any questions that you want to answer. I have a lot of life experience. Some people may miss may underestimate the kind of knowledge and experience that I do have. But in terms of a worldview and a global view and what's going on around the world, I'm very proficient. And so if you have questions about what you're seeing in the news and world news, et cetera, some of these things I know by experience. All right. And so you're free and open to ask me these kinds of questions moving forward when we go live. It's not just about the Bahamas. We have to exist in the world. All right. And so we can show you that we are ready to govern. We know our place in the world and we know our value. We know what we have to offer the world. We have to come to the table with something to offer. But our prime minister, remember him going around begging for money? I was so embarrassed. Begging. Oh, we need money. We need money. We need money. Begging. When we have trash in our water, we have all of these natural resources, and they're going around begging. See, Bahamians got pride. And we're going to bring back a Bahamas that has pride. The Bahamas that Sir Lyndon Pillin dreamed of. We're going to bring that to fruition. He never was able to bring it to fruition. He never was able to go into the promised land. But we are going into the promised land. A new Bahamas is coming. I hope you are ready. Get your family and friends. You talk to them, your co-workers. Some people don't understand. They're not able to watch this. And then this is long. So, but I got to give meat. I got to give you a full meal. I can't just give you snippets. You guys go and take the snippets and send it around. You got to talk to them. They mightn't believe me, but they're going to eventually believe you. That's your family and friends. And so we got to make this happen. All right. So if you want your ring, call the number on the phone or WhatsApp, but that's the best way to get it. 804-4264. That's the office number. And you can get your ring. This is the version of the ring that I've gotten. All right. So I have a COI ring. That's the version, but I like that ring, that other ring. So I'm getting that also. I already have two of these. One is a pinky ring, and one is the finger ring, the third finger ring. And so I'm getting that other one also with the logo on it. I think that's beautiful. And let's represent. Let's let them know that we're serious and we're ready to take this country and take it by storm. All right. So for Leroy Major, do what's right, man. Do what's right. All right. No one is trying to affect your family. If you worry about affecting your family, you shouldn't bring that business with all these people and all this stuff going on. You don't know what's coming out of that trailer. You don't know what's happening there, and you talking about you worrying about family. Don't come with that story. Because if you was worried about your family, that wouldn't be happening in your yard. All right. I ain't putting certain things in my yard. I'm not going to put a jewelry store in my yard. All right? You don't put no numbers business in your yard because you could get robbed. Your family could get robbed. You put an import-export business in your yard, and now the fella saying you could operate from home. You got a home business, which is not true. It's called with lies. All right? But come on. Why do you have an import business with a view to empowering others when it's our children that needs to be empowered? Farmers, you all seeing this? I can't be the only one seeing what's going on in this country. You got to talk to your family and friends. Anyway, that's it for the day. That's it, and that's all. Like I said, I love this. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Can't wait to see you all walking around with this. I already walk around with mine every day. All right. So it's only $250, and make it happen. Call that number, and we'll make sure you get straight. All right. WhatsApp, because there's a lot of calls to answer. So just WhatsApp and let them know, and they'll get you straight. All right. They'll let you know where to go to get size if you don't know your size, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Thank you for spending your holidays with us. Normally, I would never go live on this kind of weekend, but when something serious that happens, like I said, his words were, "I'm going to deal with Lincoln." That's what the person said. He said, "I think that as a threat. I take it as a threat. Which means you could deal with me. It may not be a threat because you may mean that you could do business with me. I don't know what you mean by you could deal with me. But as a Bahamian, when you say you could deal with someone, that means you could do something to them. So, Leroy, don't send nobody. You come. I'll leave that like that. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it. As always, we're fighting for this country. I go live again on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Make sure you are here because we're going to have more. We're going to wait for their response, and then we can see what we have to drop next. All right. But every time they attack us, we're going to drop more. All right. So let's not focus on these trolls. They're getting paid to do what they're doing. People are telling me, this Ben McKinney, this WhatsApp lawyer, Ben McKinney, he's not, in my opinion, a real lawyer. I mean, he is literally a lawyer, called the bar a real lawyer, but he's not a real lawyer. No real lawyer would make themselves a troll. The PLP has hired trolls who are known criminals or former criminals or alleged criminals, and that's who they have doing their PR. We have one criminal that is working for the PLP now, apparently, who was an accused rapist of little girls. And he is putting information out there on females in the COI, putting their personal information, their address, etc., putting that information out there. Not one PLP has spoken out against that. Not one has spoken out against that. This is a man who was accused of being a sexual predator that is attacking females, because apparently he likes to attack females in the COI. I'm calling on all the men in this movement to stand up. I'm calling for Bahamian men to stand up, because when you have these kinds of criminals, former criminals and alleged criminals doing this for pay, they're doing this to stop you from getting what's yours. They are taking crumbs to stop you from getting what's yours, and they are attacking the female. The females are coming out and standing strong. We're calling on the men to do the same thing. We can't let these paid trolls, paid by these people, bully females. So it's either we can defend them together or I can defend them. But that's the end of that. We don't need to be putting these people who are not public figures, personal information out there. That's a war I don't think y'all want to start, because I'm good at this. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. Pay no attention to these rapists. These rapists and criminals, drug dealers, etc., who the PLP is using to push their message. It just shows the kind of associations that they have. These drug dealers. One man who's out there pushing stuff, he was questioning me the other day when I was in Grand Bahama. He's the actual gentleman who, where he was shot, he was taken to the hospital here, and the guys came to finish him off, and they actually killed the nurse in PMH. And now he's a troll for the PLP. And that was his lifestyle. And these are the people the PLP have working for them. They have another homosexual drug dealer, former drug dealer, who was known for, selling fake drugs and stealing drugs from drug dealers, etc. He stammers a lot. And this guy is the person that the PLP is using to spread their message. There used to be a time when political parties had class. But this is what they are doing. When you come for our Bahamian females, we're coming for you. Just like I told Miss Curry and I told a little girl, I'm going to stand up and fight for our females. I am going to stand up and fight. So I'm going to tell all of these trolls who are being paid for this, don't pick on them, pick on me. It's me you want. You can talk with me all day, every day, but when you start posting the private information of these Bahamians who are fed up, these, paid trolls, these are Bahamians who just fed up and they're speaking out, and you're attacking them by trying to intimidate them. This is what the PLP doing, attacking them, trying to intimidate them, putting their personal information. Tell you PLP, if that's what you're doing to our Bahamian women, we're coming for you, eh? We're coming for you. If y'all let the PLP get back in, this is going to be Little Haiti, and this is going to be a transvestite haven and a homosexual haven, thanks to Fred Mitchell and the stuff that they want to push. That's going to happen over my dead body. Y'all better wake up. We have to organize ourselves and get rid of the progressive Liberal Party. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in. And stand strong. For everyone out there who is standing up, continue to stand strong. This is going to happen. There's nothing they can do to stop this. Change ain't coming. Change is here. We're going to get ready for the fight. This is a fight for our nation. God bless all of you, and God bless the New Bahamas.
And it's Bahamian, unprepared to stand up and fight and defend their own Bahamas, then you don't deserve to have it.
Now let that sink in. Come on. Change ain't coming, change is here. You can hear it, you can feel it in the air. All politicians, put your hands in the air. Just a stick up, let me make myself clear. I'm a grown man talking, so you know what to do. No one's leaving till we figure out the truth. Why you laughing? This ain't nothing funny. So no one gets to go home till we figure out this money. Change ain't coming. Change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, nigga, change is here. Now if you ain't standing with us, then I know you against us. Bahamas, this ain't no time for us to be lukewarm. This is war, and we riding through the storm. Come on. Let's go. Shalom to all my Hebrew brothers, to all my Muslim and Rastas, we need you, brother. Selassie, I know I can't forget the Christians. Let's put our differences aside, cause it's a bigger mission. See, they've been doing this for years, trying to separate us, kinda trying to keep us down and never elevate us. Now it's time to praise the Lord, cause he's about to take us over to the promised land where we can celebrate us. I got to do it for my kids that ain't even born yet, so the minute that they born, they already gotta check that check. Gotta have that time to collect, so they won't know how it feels to have that yoke around their neck. Yeah. See, y'all been robbing my grandmother, my great-great-grandmother and grandfather. It's like y'all can't get enough. Y'all just keep eating and giving us nothing but taxes. Y'all went even as far as to say that this country's in debt and we ain't got no money. But 9 times out of 10, everybody in this country's possibly a millionaire. It's time to wake up. Let's talk about natural resources, cause every time we bring it up, they say hold your horses. They say it ain't worth a thing, but it's worth a fortune. Meanwhile, they open up their businesses across the borders. Oh yes, we track their bank accounts across the waters. They say this country in debt, but they making millions. If we don't stop this now, they be up to billions. It's about to go down and I get the feeling we gotta cut a movie on these dirty villains. On this Lincoln Bain and his team came with information. It's like everything changed, everything went quiet. It's like so much facts and they can't deny it. They'd rather keep their mouths shut before they start a riot. Now look how they tryna just steal the oil. They don't wanna share with none of y'all. They been robbing us while we was sleeping. Send them to jail cause they failed, they committed treason. Change ain't coming. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, nigga, change is here. Listen, from Freeport to Nassau all the way to Nagua, there's no more time for us to sit back and be quiet. You understand? This is war. If they only knew who we were, if they only know who we are, they would know we are warriors. No retreat, no surrender. Just give us what you owe us. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. I feel this all the way to my ancestors. We are warriors. We only really want what's owed to us. You get it? Now free up.